Hi guys, long time no see. It is Cece. I'm here for a quick, well, hopefully quick, in short, intimate, kind of intuitive reading for you. I've gone ahead and grabbed my Mythic Tarot just because I was feeling like I wanted to pull some cards for the collective, and I thought because it's Ookie Spooky season, I would do that. And this is kind of what I pulled from a single download that I got a little bit earlier this week. And I've been thinking about it. And since it's October, I just felt like I wanted to jump in. The first three cards I got were the Four of Cups zombie, the Eight of Pentacles, the Four of Cups ghoul, the zombie with the Eight of Pentacles, and the Sphinx with the Emperor. It's very interesting because before I got my confirmation cards here for your message, the first initial thought I got with these three cards were feeling almost like you're living in an out-of-body experience that you can't quite pinpoint what it is that is not balanced in your life currently. You have the Four of Cups, which in traditional tarot, without this extra ghoul layer from the Mythic Tarot, being about feeling like you're too focused on one thing and you're not noticing other things because you're hyper focused on this one thing. Or it could be how someone or something is making you feel, like that someone or that something is hyper focused on something else that's either not good for them or is something that doesn't have anything to do with you and is making you feel left out, and making you feel like you're invisible or not wanted or not important or something like that. And this added ghoul layer just adds a little bit more depth because it shows a ghoul who is resting on a rock while he's watching this broken grave, and he's so focused on just that one grave, and it makes me think that all this chaos, it looks like there's almost like a flood or something. So this could be like something traumatic, or even something just like that uprooted you from your life or from your situation, whether that might be losing a job or wanting to move or just something. And it's like you're not paying attention. It's almost like you're dissociated or you're not caring about that situation because otherwise you won't be able to move forward. So you're hyper focused on this one tombstone that clearly says rest in peace. So it's like if you continue to look at this one focused area and ignore the flood that's around you, I mean, you're going to dig your own grave, is kind of what I got from looking at that. But then we got the zombie, which is kind of like, another confirmation that whatever is going on, that you're ignoring everything else around you, or how you might feel ignored by something or someone that's doing that to you. You've become a walking zombie. But the Eight of Pentacles, conversely, is putting in tons and tons of work, tons and tons of hard work. In traditional tarot, the Eight of Pentacles depicts a man who's hand chiseling into golden pentacles by himself. It's the diligence, it's the hyper focusedness, kind of like this, of getting the job done, but you're doing it by yourself. And with this zombie here, it makes me think that you're working so hard, whether it's at your job or in a relationship or trying to get the attention of the person who's ignoring you or something. You're doing this so hard, but to your own detriment. Like you're a walking zombie. You've got no energy. You don't even look like yourself. It's almost like you've already died mentally, emotionally, whatever, and you're just walking around feeling nothing. So this Emperor that I got, I was feeling like the Emperor might be who you are deep down inside. And maybe that's why it came out with these other cards that seem a little bit not so fun. So I wanted to just confirm again. So I went ahead and pulled 3 more cards just to be safe. And we got the Two of Cups, the unicorn, Six of Swords with the harpy, and then we got the Nine of Cups with the kraken, but in reverse. So when I got the kraken in reverse, I started to kind of put two and two together, because these two card, or well, this unicorn card, the Two of Cups, is basically like the opposite of this Four of Cups. This is like perfect union, whether it's between you and a partner, a business partner, a lover, a friend, just a soulmate, somebody in your life where you're in like perfect sync with this person. And it's myth that unicorns are, this creature that is so hard to find, but in this in this imagery, it depicts a beautiful girl who's riding the unicorn like she would a normal horse, which makes me think, with the greenery and the flowers and stuff, and the color of the unicorn itself, which is traditionally white, but it's pink in this, or reddish pink in this imagery, which depicts kind of like similar colors to the flowers, makes me think that some type of union has started between this girl and this unicorn, and that the unicorn is possibly chosen to bond with this girl. And she's wearing green, and with like the beautiful red hair in the imagery and the greenery, makes me think that this girl has kind of come into her own. She's been able to grow and heal like a beautiful flower, like a plant in the forest that's fully bloomed and is truly mature in herself. And that kind of made me think that you probably need to be doing some healing and some growing if you're going to find your perfect person, right? And as I said, with this Emperor, it could be who you are deep down inside, but it could also be the person you're going to be meeting. This person is your Emperor. They are, everything you ever wanted. They're strong, confident, ambitious. They're intelligent. They work hard. And with these two cards, that's kind of what I got. But then when I got the Six of Swords and the Nine of Cups in reverse, these two kind of represent how you're feeling about the healing. It feels like you've been sitting in these feelings for so long that it's almost become a fear to start healing, because you have to confront all those feelings that are making you be a walking zombie or feeling ignored. And the Nine of Cups generally is like so much happiness, you know what I mean? And the fact that it came out in reverse, and then with the Kraken that is, myth to be just awful, very angry and very spiteful, that just kind of made me feel like the reverse of that anger and spite is sadness and self-loathing almost. And that really made me sad when I got that, because I can feel the way how some of you feel. And I've been through something similar years ago, so I really can empathize how hard it must be. So when I got these 6 cards, I thought, I really need to ask Spirit for a little bit more confirmation about, is a transformation supposed to be taking place? Are we supposed to be healing by ourselves? Do we find an Emperor that guides us to our perfect union? What is happening here? So I initially was only going to pull 1 or 2 cards, but 4 cards popped out in succession. So I figured they were all important, so I kept them. So first one that comes out immediately was the Moon with the werewolf. And I thought, well, it's obviously a transformation that's supposed to be happening here. Some healing is definitely supposed to be happening here for sure. So obvious, besides the obvious with werewolves transforming on a full moon, obviously some type of transformation is definitely supposed to be happening here. Basically, whoever you are deep inside is basically approaching who you are currently, and you're like, please don't, I'm not ready. And the werewolf says, I don't care, because you're ready. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, no, you are, you just are too scared. So things that pulled this together for me as well was, obviously we obviously have the full moon, because it's a werewolf card. But then we also have a full moon here and the Four of Cups. We have some greenery and some flowers here like we do in the Two of Cups card, so that pulls that together. In this Emperor card, there's this, I'm not sure if that's actually a moon, but it might be, considering there's clouds and stars. So that also was a third confirmation that this was definitely your reading, whoever is watching this. So that was that. And then literally promptly right after, we've got the Wheel of Fortune coming straight out with an Inquisitor. And then we also have Death, which are both transformation, starting new beginnings, healing cards. With the Inquisitor specifically, you're going to be feeling, it's not easy. Healing and transformation is not easy, and you're definitely going to be feeling like maybe I shouldn't have started this healing process, because it's going to be harder before it gets easier. But don't listen to that feeling, because that is a voice that's not yours. That is the voice of delay, a voice of self-loathing, the voice that's not truly yours, of whatever programming that society has led you to believe. That is what that inquisitive voice is. It depicts, someone being tortured on a wheel. Like, obviously, you don't want to feel that way, but you want to be transformed. You want to be healed. You want this. So Death also is another transformation card. It's literally like the birthing of a new beginning. So whatever is happening to you, or whatever situation you're in, has to die before it can birth a new situation. And then with the Six of Wands, with the Golem, the Six of Wands traditionally, without this Golem layer of the Mythic Tarot, is about recognition, about getting the attention and recognition and support that you deserve. It's everyone knowing who you are, knowing your name, wanting to do things for you, to help you. That's what that is. And with this Golem, look, it's so huge. Nobody can ignore that Golem if you saw it. That's how it's going to be. Once you get to this point where you're healed, it's like no one's going to be able to not look at you and recognize who you are. So that is what I got. I was thinking about pulling maybe some angel numbers for you as well. And maybe like a cosmic journey oracle. We'll see. I'm going to ask Spirit and see what he says. But that is what I have for you so far. If I don't end up pulling these for you now, I will post another small short reading with these. But I really hope this helped you. Please let me know if you felt anything from this, or if you had any confirmations. And yeah, that is pretty much it. I will see you guys later. Bye.